My name is Ioanna Lemoni. I'm the marketing and communications manager of the Goulandris Natural History Museum. The Goulandris Natural History Museum was founded in 1964, and since 1974, it has been running educational programs for school children. So we've had an almost 20 years experience of trying to put into the minds and hearts and soul of the people issues of nature. I think that we have come to a point that climate change needs and has to be part of our culture. It's not different, it's within us. And I think the young people are in a better position to put it in their own culture. We as grown-ups, we keep it in a bit distance, but the young people have already, it's becoming part of their life, and they are more open, much more open to change their behavior, to change their way of thinking. And we see that every day from school children that come to our museum and they visit the climate change exhibition. In terms of digital transformation, we are trying to do that. We're a bit slow. We are Museum of Natural History. It takes years, the natural way. But of course, we follow the trend. We prefer people to come here. We have a wonderful exhibition, and we prefer people. And it's a hand-on exhibition. It's also digital. Some parts of it, it's digital. It's hand-on. It's very. It's a playful. It's a very good way to tackle the problem of climate change in a positive way that has results. It's not only theory. You press the button and you see what happens. The school children do come visit us. Now we do have a gap once they finish school until they have families and they come again with their children. So we have this gap between 70 years of age and 35-ish, trying to make this gap narrower, and by offering them, by having in our programs things that will interest them. And what would interest them is some digital things, very with nice pictures or exhibitions. And we do have now a 360 wall mapping projection about climate change, which is spectacular. It's very frightening. It's extremely frightening. I think since the pandemic, the cultural institutions, generally culture, museums and institutions have become more, people choose to go to them more than before. I think the pandemic has played a critical role in that. Cultural institutions have a tremendous role to play in that. If climate change becomes part of our culture in a positive sense, we will do that.
My name is Evelina Sarandidi. I'm Marketing and Communications Manager at the Stavros Niarchos Foundation Cultural Center, the AKA SNFCC. The SNFCC is a public space where everyone has free access and can participate in a multitude of cultural, educational, athletic, environmental, and recreational activities and events. Since the first years of its operation, the SNFC has been evolving into a metropolitan park governed by the principles of sustainability, both at the operational level and across the entire range of activities it implements to raise awareness and inform the public. So speaking of public awareness, for example, this year we organized the SNFC Green Weekend, a two-day event consisting of workshops, panel discussions and talks, info booths of environmentally friendly NGOs and more, dedicated to climate change and the role of the citizens facing this challenge. The youth audience did embrace the SNFC Green Weekend, and this is one aspect of the open dialogue between the awareness that we raise and the next generation. Another aspect is the SNFC school programs. With a central focus on sustainability, public space, sport, and the arts, the SNFC school programs offer knowledge and the right tools for the next generation to leave its own social footprint. So digital transformation shall play a decisive role in the engagement of the youngsters in climate action. During the pandemic, we took a step towards that direction by launching the SNFC Class, an educational digital platform that provides a useful tool that actually eliminates geographical boundaries and builds the foundation for a new form of school interaction. In essence, the SNFC Class enables teachers to select integrated programs in digital form with themes of art and sustainability and to implement them together with their students in their physical or online classroom. So as a result, the SNFC school programs reached schools all over Greece and in some cases went beyond those boundaries. Well, actually, we do have a youth initiative in store. A few weeks ago, we announced an open call to young people aged 18 to 25 who are interested in cultural programming and production with the aim of creating the SNFC Youth Council, a creative team of 20 people responsible for the preparation of an independent program of events that will be part of SNFC's annual programming. The creation of the SNFC Youth Council, which is realized thanks to a grant by the Stavros Niarchos Foundation, aims to strengthen the practical involvement of young people in the creation and production of events that are directly relevant to them, while at the same time, these programs will be in an open dialogue with the interest of their generation. At the heart of this new SNFC initiative lies the vision to provide opportunities and practical support for young people to plan and then implement actions that will be directly linked to their interests and concerns. Well, the climate crisis is increasingly leaving its gloomy mark on our home, our country, our planet. There is no doubt that all of this reaffirms the compelling argument that in this critical time, reorienting ourselves from unrestrained consumption to the mindset of the green economy is also a matter of civilization and culture. So raising public awareness for climate change lies at the heart of the SNFCC, and this mindset should apply to all cultural institutions, not only in Greece, but across the globe. By addressing the climate crisis to the young audience, we aim at the youth engagement, which can result to a better future for them and eventually for the planet.
My name is Christos Ringas. I work for the Piraeus Bank Group Cultural Foundation. I am the head of the Research and European Programs Department. And you may know our foundation. We are funded by the Piraeus Bank Group, and we operate a network of 9 thematic technological museums in the regions of Greece. So it's a strategic choice that we do not operate museums in Athens or Thessaloniki. We are focusing on the periphery of Greece, and our museums are mainly focused on the history of techniques, industrial archaeology, and the history of production in these areas. First of all, we have to mention the creation of our Environment Museum in Stymphalia in 2010. It is right beside the famous Lake of Stymphalia, which is a Natura 2000 site. And this museum is the evidence of the effort that the Piraeus Bank Group Cultural Foundation has made towards linking culture and the environment. Moving on, since 2013, we have developed and we are implementing an environmental and energy management system, which is certified by EMAS. We are the only cultural foundation in Greece and 1 out of 11 museum organizations in Europe that has managed to be proactive and develop principles for the connection between culture and the environment long before even the climate crisis became such a heated debate. When the pandemic struck, we had to readjust our strategy and adopt new technologies and channel a large part of our resources into the planning and organization of digital actions. So these actions include the digital exhibitions, seminars, workshops, creative days for adults and children as well, and storytelling activities and publications. So this digital transformation has the potential to increase our influence on multiple audience groups, incorporating many of the dynamic features of this the creative economy. So and at the same time create infrastructure for the same purpose. So this digital push, in our opinion, has the potential to reach a younger audience, and it is that this younger audience is more adapted to this new digital way of life and and thus communicate the message of the urgency to act more efficiently on climate change. This is, as I mentioned before, a strategic choice of our foundation. We are working closely with schools and universities and young entrepreneurs in the areas of our museums. And we are talking with them, and we have made them stakeholders in what we do and what we try to develop in these areas. So our foundation organizes approximately 1,100 programs for young people, educational programs for young people per year, with 50,000 participants annually. This is a proof of our dedication to reaching and working with the youth in the areas of our museum. And this is a strategic choice that we're pouring more and more effort into it. So schools and universities are among our closest partners. We are frequently signing collaboration agreements with them in order to organize our relationship more effectively. Now that the situation is becoming more urgent and we have to find new ways to reach audiences, I think that the role that the cultural institutions can play is to be more efficient bearers of this message, and not to convey the scientific truth or the hard numbers, but to bring a younger audience into contact with what can be this way of transforming science into storytelling, and by bringing it in a relationship with culture, maybe this can be, in our way, this can be the ideal way to convey this urgency.